Hi everyone, good evening. This is Sasmitha. I will be your course instructor. So before we start, what we're going to see today is basically this is a demo session for data science, our new upcoming batch. In this particular demo, we are going to see what is artificial intelligence, and then we are going to discuss about the data science project lifecycle. Then we will discuss who is a data scientist, right? Before you join the course, it is very important to know as a data scientist, what all are going to be your role and responsibility. Also, we will discuss what all are the skills that you really need, right, to become a data scientist. There are different confusion, like different terms are there when you go and apply for job. You will see there are many data related terms, right, which you will be very easily confused with, right? For example, let's say data scientist, you will also see roles related to data analyst, right? So what is the difference, right? Is the both the terms are same or the roles are different? What is data engineer, right? So we will be discussing the difference between all of these three, and then finally I'll be discussing about the course content, syllabus, and then I'll take your questions. So this is the agenda for today's demo session. So if you have any queries, please give me initial 15 minutes. First 15 minutes, it's me who will be taking you through all of this, right? Once you have gone through and the content, in all demo, one common question is where I will get the content or syllabus. I think that is attached in the email that has been shared to you. If you check down the email, you will see both the content, part 1 and part 2 course content. Content is attached. In case you have any query, I will display the phone number to whom you can reach out, right? You can reach out to institute regarding any queries. So that is what we are going to discuss in today's session. Before we start, let me introduce myself. I will be your course instructor. My name is Sasmitha. I have around 8+ year of experience into data science and big data analytics. Currently, I'm working as a staff data scientist. Um, I think my voice is clear, right? If any voice related issue, please check your audio connection. I think my voice is clear, right? Others, please confirm. Am I audible clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
hear you.
Yes. So I think, yeah, please check your site audio. Maybe if you join from mobile device, then there can be some problem, right? So you can check. Okay. Now coming to the introduction part, I have around 8 years of experience into data science and big data analytics. Everyone, please mute yourself. Um, I am currently working as a staff data scientist in one of the leading Fortune 100 companies. Prior to this, I was working as a senior data scientist. Recently, I got promoted to staff data scientist. Also, I worked in different sectors, different domains, starting from investment banks like Goldman Sachs to service-based companies like TCS, right? I started my career with TCS, and then after my master's, before my master's, I was working as a big data engineer. After my master's, I switched my domain to big data science. I hold a full-time MTech course from Triple IT. Computer science was my major, and specialization was machine learning. I have few research publication while I was in my master's. Okay, so this is my educational and industry experience. Coming to teaching, I'm into this since 2016, and almost 4 years. Multiple batches I had completed, right? Okay, coming to this the agenda, right? So the first thing that we will discuss is what is artificial intelligence. So I think this term is very famous nowadays. Everywhere you go, like if you are a Apple user, you can see face detection, right? The moment you open your mobile, based on your face, it will automatically unlock, right? You go to Google, that itself is a AI application. You go to YouTube, you go to any other website, Flipkart, you will see recommendation, right? Based on your search. So at your home, your kids are very fond of all of this Alexa and Google Home, right? So AI is everywhere nowadays. Self-driving cars, right? Starting with manufacturing, IoT based smart signal, proactive maintenance, right? You go to your investment bank sector, right? You will see fraud detection, credit card loan defaulter detection, target marketing, customer segmentation, multiple usage. Healthcare, if you go, then your like AI models are replacing doctors, right? um, Not replacing, but I will rather say complementing or helping doctors, right? So every sector you will find, if I tell the AI application usage, it will go on and on, right? So as a data scientist, the first thing is you are not restricted to one domain. Your scope is very huge, starting from your manufacturing sector to investment banks to your service based company. You have a broad scope, right? Multiple domain you can switch. So that is the one advantage I will rather say. But coming to the other things, like what is AI, I just want to hear from you before I explain. Any answers? Like, have you explored? According to you, what do you mean by AI? The term AI means what? You can type. Not human. Okay. So you can type in the chat window. I just want to hear from you first before I explain.
which can reduce the human efforts to do the particular operation.
Yes, correct. So any example, let's say automatic process based on situation. Okay. Yeah. So automation is one main goal of AI. That is true. I will ask you. So what is the difference between we do many automation, right? In our using software programming also, right? So what is the difference between a man? Give me 1 minute. Huh? Okay. Yes. Sorry. So actually, if you go to different sectors, right, you will find different various applications of AI. What is the difference between automation and AI based intelligent system, right? So we do automation. Automation means we write rules, right? So rule based applications we can write. So basically AI is also automation, but it is not rule based, right? It is an intelligent system which can adapt based on the training you gave. It's like robot. If it is difficult to understand, it is like, let's say AI is a broader term. AI is a very broad term. Inside AI, it all the other things are coming, right? So I'll give you one example so that you will understand. So for example, you are in standard one, right? So standard one is AI. Within standard one, you have different subjects, like you have EVS, you have math, you have English, right? You have other subjects, right? Like let's say you have computers. So all of the subjects combined together, you call it standard one. Similarly, artificial intelligence is a broad term that we give, right? Inside AI, AI is a kind of, it's a broad term that we are giving. It's a set. Inside this, we have so many subsets. Like what? Machine learning is a branch of artificial intelligence. Deep learning is a branch of artificial intelligence. Information retrieval. Many of this you must not have heard it, but the Google search engine, right? That is completely information retrieval application. Then we have NLP, text data. If we have text data, we will be using NLP techniques. So all of this soft computing, IR, deep learning, machine learning, everything comes under AI. If you combine everything, computer vision, soft computing, bioinformatics, if you combine everything, that is AI. So all of these things are helping towards one goal, that is automation, right? You do automation using deep learning. You can do automation using machine learning. Sometimes if the data is text, right, you have to use NLP. If it is a computer vision project, you have to use image processing along with deep learning, right? Sometimes NLP plus deep learning is required, right? So it can be one thing or multiple things combined together to build one application. The goal of AI application is to do automation. You are correct. So automation is the final goal, but it is not the manual automation. So there is a difference between manual automation and intelligent automation. Intelligent automation means what? For example, I'll give you one example, right? So the Siri, right, or the chat boards, right? So manual means you will write code. Okay, if somebody is saying hello, you need to say have a great day, or good morning. Then you need to say have a great day after the chat. So you are just writing if else rules. So any little violation happens, then the machine will fail, right? That is called manual automation. You write rules. What is AI automation? AI automation means you feed thousand, or maybe not thousand, maybe billions of charts, right? Billions of data you feed, and based on that data it will extract the patterns. Let's say you are building a classifier, whether a dog or a cat, or face detection, right? You show your face or multiple human face the machine has been trained with. So it will be knowing that, okay, if this is the pattern, so it will understand like this. Okay, if this is the pattern, something like this is the year, and this kind of pattern if I'm getting, this is a human face, right? Like this, let's say this is eyes, this is your nose, and this is kind of a human pattern. So the pattern recognition. So artificial intelligence is automation with smartness, right? It's not manual automation. It is with intelligence. Now how you will give that intelligence? Using math. So according to me, most of the AI is, I think most of the thing that we do in AI is purely math algorithms, right? So we just use Python, Java, all of these different languages to give a wrapper, right? Like to implement those math. But ultimately, if you deep dive into all of this algorithm, machine learning, say, or deep learning, all of these are full of maths, right? So this is what AI means. So hence onwards, anytime you are hearing this term AI, it is nothing but automation with intelligence. And how to do that? It's not always automation. Sometimes we do other applications also, like but the major objective is automation with smartness, with intelligent, right? Building smart system, intelligent system. How we will give intelligence? By identifying patterns from the historical data. How to identify patterns? Using math, like machine learning or deep learning, or any of the information retrieval, NLP, right? Different techniques are there. I hope I cleared your doubt, right? This is very important before you join this course. Now, AI is very vast. No matter which course you're taking, you'll always feel like empty. Many of the things you don't know. That is very common. It is a kind of, it is a ocean. It's not possible to cover everything. Whatever is important with respect to interview, only that much. If you cover, that is more than sufficient, right? Gradually, we'll learn more. Now, coming to data science, what is data scientist, right? Data scientist is a person who is more like a problem solver. It's a business problem solver you are, right? You are, there is a difference between a person who is mostly on research. Their main objective is to identify or innovate new algorithms, right? But here your objective is to solve business problem. You're not here to invent or discover new machine learning or deep learning algorithms. Whatever is there already, the packages are there. The Python, you should be a very good programmer. People ask me, as a data scientist, do I need to know programming? Answer is a big yes. Yes, without programming, you cannot become a good data scientist, because from day one till last, right, you have to code and code. It is true that the data science projects are not very lengthy projects. So it's not like very big 1,000 lines, 5,000, 10,000 lines of code you need to write. But yes, coding is required, right? Mostly Python. In 2020, R is outdated. Python and Scala, if you know both of this, I think you can solve all of the problems, right? So data science is a person who is a business problem solver, right? Now, as a data scientist, what is the project life cycle, right? As a software engineer, you must have done multiple projects. So as a data scientist, what is the project life cycle? We'll start, this diagram will help you. You can see everywhere it is bi-directional. So what do you mean by bi-directional? It's not like step-by-step approach. In data science, it's not like one step is done, means you will move to the next step. No, every step there is a chance that you will go back to the previous step, right? For example, this is business understanding. There are two kind of projects. One is your pull project, one is your push project. Pull project means what? Pull project means you are a service, you're working for a service based company. Your job is to provide data science service. Now your product, your client, they are not very much interested, but you will ask them to give their data. Now you will propose solutions. Okay, if you give me this data, I can build a recommendation engine like this, which will help you in increasing your revenue by 2%. That is called pull project. So don't expect, student ask me, okay, in what format I'll get the projects. Should I get the project problem statement defined? Sometime yes, sometime no. As a data scientist, you should be skilled enough to just look at the data and tell what can be done with that data, right? Most of the time when you go to senior level, it's your responsibility to bring projects, right? So pull projects where you need to propose solution to your client. Push project, sorry, that is your push project, right? You're pushing. Pull means the client is already suffering. They have a great problem. They are asking for your help, right? The client is in like the great like for example proactive maintenance project. So they are suffering billions of dollars. Their downtime, because of downtime, machine downtime, they're suffering. They want to avoid it. They will approach you. That time in pull project, the problem statement is predefined. You clearly, the client will tell what they want. Very specific. I want this with 70% accuracy. Very clear. That is easy actually for a data scientist. At least the problem statement is clear. But in the first stage, you will get the problem statement. Either you have to frame it or the client will give you. Once the problem statement is clear, right, you will ask for data. To solve this problem, I need this data, I need this data, I need this data, I need this data. So you are a scientist, don't expect you to guide, right? Mostly data science projects, after 2-3 years of experience, you have to do individually. You are an individual contributor. You will get minimum support, whatever is needed. Maybe in data collection you will get some support, right? So that time also you need to decide, okay, I think this customer data is important. Can I get this table, let's say the engine cycles? Do you have this engine cycle anywhere? Because I think this is important to predict when the shop visit will happen, right? You understand the business and then you frame the questions. Based on your questions, the client will guide you from where you will collect the data. So in this phase, you need data collection ideas. Data can be in AWS, data can be in cloud, data can be anywhere, right? So data can be in database, SQL or Oracle, data can be in MongoDB. So you just need the select query to select the data, right? So once the data collection and acquisition understanding everything is done, right? You will, this step is very important. Once you collect the data, you have to clean the data. Data will always be messy. Now, in today's class, you will not understand what you mean by data cleaning. Once you take this course, you will understand what all are the steps that you need to do in a data cleaning step. You need to do so much things in the data cleaning step. And also visualization. So don't think as a data scientist, you no need to create charts. Without charts, your client is not going to approve your projects, right? Nice looking charts are always high value, right? So you need to create so many charts from the historical data. You need to understand, analyze, create insights, give them to your client, share the reports, right? And then that all things you will do in the second step, right? Data acquisition and understanding. Once everything is done, cleaning and charts are created, then you will jump into modeling or deployment. It's not always a mandatory task, right? But sometimes, most of the times, you will be doing modeling, right? In the modeling, you will create the model. In this case, you need ML, DL, NLP, all of this knowledge you need, right? Based on what is the data type, you will be using different algorithms here in this stage. And you will be creating your model. Sorry, here it is modeling. You will be creating your model and then you will not deploy, right? Create a model and then validate your model. You create and validate until and unless that this diagram is wrong. I need to I need to change this. So deployment will not happen unless your client is saying yes. So after modeling, actually this particular step will come. In real time, this may be in theory, but in real time, based on my experience, after your validation is done, here your acceptance is needed. The client is the person who is going to use your product. So they need to say yes. If they say yes, then only you're going to deploy. If they say no, here you will stop the project. Can anybody guess what is the ratio probability that most of the data science project will go for deployment? Let's say total 100 projects. Can anyone guess? What is the percentage of data science projects which are really deployed in production?
40%.
30 to 40%.
Correct, correct. So mostly 70 to 80%, you can say, rather, like, right? 70 to 80% of the project will stop in any of the step, right? Maybe here you will find, okay, I need this. You need to predict shop visit, but where is this data? Without this data, I cannot predict the shop visit. So stop the project here. Sometimes you will get the data, but what will happen is the data has so many missing entries or some problem. So in the data cleaning and this step only, okay, the data quality is not good. I cannot build a 70% accurate model. Stop the project. Sometimes modeling, okay, everything is nice, but model is not, I am at max I can get 60%, but you are saying 70. Stop. Not meeting the expectation. Stop. Sometimes the client will say yes, right? You will deploy it, and after 3 months or 4 months, something is going wrong with the model, and the client is not happy. And you are retraining, still after retraining, you are not meeting with the customer expectation, right? After 6 months or 7 months, stop. So there is a high probability that, and it's a big achievement. If your product is going for deployment, the company will give you so many awards, impact awards, and so many awards. So according to my experience, I work in a very big, now my team is small, recently I changed, but previously I was working with a size of 40 data scientists, which is a very big actually team. So I myself was handling 4 to 5 projects. In my team, almost we have 12 to 13 projects. In 2020, I will say, leave out 2020, this COVID, 2019, right? Out of 12 to 13 project, I guess none of the project went for production. All of the projects stopped. So what I'm trying to tell you is, even 80 to like 10 to 15% of the project will go for deployment or final stage, and the employees who will take the project till final stage will be awarded. So that is the difficulty, because why it is not happening, why all there's so many constraints, right? It's not always your fault. I will always say that it is a data fault, or sometimes the client fault, right? Most of the client will not accept the automation because of various reasons. Sometimes the money will be a factor, the contract and everything, that will not work. So many factors are there. If it is going for deployment in internal project, yes, most of the time it will go for deployment. But if you're external clients, it's very challenging to sell your product, right? That is the entire life cycle of data science. So don't think data science is all about your modeling. Many times you should be a very good communicator. Here you plays a very great role. You should sell your product, right? Here you plays a very great role. Understanding, here you plays a very great role. If you don't know what kind of data you need to ask, right? Okay, I need this table. Do you have this data? Okay, I need to predict the incoming volume, but do you have the part numbers, right? Do you have the shop information? Can I get the last 3 years data? In which database I can get? All of the questions are framed by you. So you are the kind of main uh, person who will be driving the projects, right? And what is the timeline for each project? Mostly the timelines are very short. So like if it is a very critical project, mostly computer vision projects are critical. Computer vision means image processing, deep learning. So if that kind of project or NLP based projects are complicated, those projects will run for maybe 1 year or 2 year or more than that. But normally machine learning projects are small, like 6 months you can say, yeah. So in a year, 2 3 projects you can do. Go to any company, very easily you can finish 2 to 3 projects, right? So that is what the life cycle is, data science life cycle. I think you at high level you got an idea. So you have to play a very important role from day one you join. And that's the reason people don't take juniors. Now you can understand why, right? Data science positions are not for juniors or freshers, because you will not be having that selling capacity, you will not be having that communication capacity, those maturity will not come, right? That's the reason I also suggest after taking this course you need to showcase 2 years of experience. Otherwise very difficult to shortlist, right, as a fresher. If you don't have a degree, if you have master's degree from full time, not the part time ones that nowadays people are providing. If you have a full time degree, yes, because that academic knowledge you will have, the business knowledge you will gradually get. You can join as a fresher. But if you don't have that academic knowledge, you can join as a data analyst, or you have to showcase 2 year experience in your CV. Then you will be hired as a data scientist. And one thing I can give you guarantee, you will never be bored in this job. This is so interesting, so interesting. Every project is interesting. In every project you will learn. So one project is time series, you will learn about time series. Next project will be on computer vision. I'll tell you my recent project, so interesting. We are doing drone based analytics. So drone is going, we have solar panel, right? So drone is going capturing the images, and then we are building a computer vision system which will analyze those images and tell which solar panel is defected. So this is a very interesting project, which is 2021. We are going to start. So similarly, different projects which has real time, you can see the effect, you can see, right? So projects are really interesting. Learning is huge, tremendous use. And if you are abroad, you cannot like guess how much you will pay. You will get a paycheck if you are outside India, right? Even in India, high pay scale, everything is so nice, but only difficulty thing is entering into the domain is difficult, right? But once you entered means you will enjoy, you will never get bored. If you are a learning, if you are a person who just want to do a 9 to 5 job, no challenging thing, nothing boring repetitive task, don't come to data science, because it is not a boring repeated task. Every project is going to be challenging. Every project you have to upgrade your skills. Every project you need to learn something new, right? So I think that is what at high level it is. And what makes a data scientist, I think I told you, data collection. So data collection can be done using SQL, NoSQL, Pandas. It's a Python library, beautiful soup, Selenium. These are NLP packages, Spark, AWS, right? Because data can be anywhere, right? So you have to pull the data. Now once you have pulled the data pre-processing, so you have to do pre-processing using Pandas, Spark, BI tools, Tableau or something for visualization, NumPy, Seaborn. So all of these packages we will learn in this course. No worries, every package, every tool that has been written will be covered. After you clean, for model building you need sklearn, keras, pytorch, numpy. So all of these are packages again. Keras and PyTorch are deep learning packages, right? So you need all of this, mostly Python packages, and Spark also sometime needed. So this is about data scientist, data analyst, data engineer, data scientist. The difference very quickly I'll tell you, and then we'll go for the syllabus, right? So basically data science, so this is very confusing. So data engineer, data science are completely different two roles, though some of the points are same, right? So please mute yourself. So see, data engineer are the person who are responsible for ETL. Now you deploy the model and your job is done, right? As a data scientist, you help the data engineering team to deploy the model, and then you move to the another project. You move to another project. Who will maintain it? So it is not easy to deploy and leave it, right? So somebody has to maintain. For example, a GUI, right? The server is down. Who will get access? Who will get how much access, right? If it is in a big data cluster, you have deployed it. What happen if the security threat is happening? So who will maintain everything? That is the data engineering team's job. Data engineering are software engineers. Once upon a time, they were software engineers. They learned big data and now they are data engineers, right? So data engineers means you should be very efficient in coding, mostly Java and Scala. Python you should know, but it's not like only Python you can survive, right? You need to be very strong in Scala and Java. Along with that, Python knowledge is required, and other things like big data mostly you need. Big data ecosystem, not only Spark, Hadoop, you need everything: Spark, Storm, Kafka, Hadoop, right? Followed by other things. Complete big data zookeeper. You have to know some of the ETL tools, right? Informatica and all that. Along with that, you should know visualization, BI tools, Tableau, and other things. Machine learning and other things are not expected. It's not mandatory, but if you know, that is good. That is a data engineer's job. Mostly ETL, extraction, transformation, load. You extracted data, but in the data collection phase, as a data scientist, you extracted data from SQL, NoSQL, pandas, and other things. Do you have any idea who is maintaining it? Let's say AWS cloud, right? Who is maintaining it? You just got access. You just written a select query, you pulled the data. Who is maintaining the AWS? Who has created that AWS cluster? Who has created the Spark nodes for you? Who is maintaining the big data cluster? That is data engineer's job. Who is maintaining the databases, right? Who is basically NoSQL databases, right? Um, you as a data scientist need only view access. You don't need edit access. Who is giving that access? Who is controlling everything? That is what data engineering people will do, who work very closely with the data science. So if you're getting as a data engineer, there is a chance that internally you can move to data science later, right? There is a challenge in data engineering also, very highly upgrade you need to do. Spark version every 2 months it is changed, right? So you need to be very up to date. Okay. Okay, so now this is what is happening with different roles. Data analyst is a half data scientist. So data analyst will only work on historical data. They will not predict the future. Only visualization till data processing, whatever you will do, right? As a data scientist, as a data analyst, mostly you will be doing till data processing. Like means what? You'll clean the data and then you will create nice dashboards. Now there are many projects which totally based on visualization. That time data analyst. For data analyst, no high-fi degrees are needed. If you know Excel knowledge, if you have Python, very good understanding about Python, BI tools, SQL knowledge, you can easily get data analyst job. Now this course will teach you very good. After part 1, you can also apply for data analyst. Along with that, you need to learn SQL and Tableau. I will give you Tableau recordings for free. So with that, actually, you can apply for data analyst also with this course. This course is for data science, but what I mean to tell you is data analyst, everything is covered. Along with that, you're learning advanced things. Okay, I hope I have given an overall picture about all the terminologies. Is very important before you go to anything, very important, right? And coming to the syllabus, I think we have two syllabus. I think we have two, part 1 and part 2. So part 1 course is 1.5 month, part 2 course is 1.5 month. If you ask me, both the courses are equally important. Don't ask me, can I become a data scientist if I skip any of this? Answer is a big no, right? So if you skip any of this part, it is difficult for you to crack any interviews. I'll tell you why. People are in the queue with a full-time MTech degree course from IIT, Triple IT, NIT, right? After qualifying GATE 99, you don't know the freshers. After BTech only they're going for MTech. So you're competing with them, right? Taking this 3-month course. Now, if you don't give me even 3 months, how you think you will justify the role with a 2 year, you're breezing that 2 year, uh, in 2 years, maybe 1 year is different, but 1 year they have at least spent, right, on research. So those 1 year you are research, those gap you are breezing within 3 months. So below this timeline, you cannot crack any interviews. So part 1 and part 2 both are very important. I will strongly suggest people who are willing to apply for data analyst alone, right? They don't want to go for data science, then you can stop in part 1, right? So in part 1, you will get everything and advanced things. Only before machine learning also you want to learn, that is also okay. You can stop before machine learning, but I will recommend everybody today's world, even like college students, like school students are learning machine learning. So I will strongly recommend everybody to at least complete part 1, even though you're applying for data analyst. Machine learning is not needed, but if you know, that is a good thing, right? You never know when it will be a need. So you can stop after part 1. But if you want to apply for data science, For fresher roles, for initial roles, 2+ to 3+ your experience level roles, you need both the syllabus to complete. The part 1 course is from very beginning, from zero knowledge. If you have no idea, you can enroll. And what you will understand is part 1 courses with machine learning, right? Mostly you will be very efficient in Python, in data pre-processing using pandas, numpy, seaborn, matplotlib, and plotly, which are visualization libraries. Along with that, you'll be expert in statistics and machine learning. That is part 1. In part 2, not even a single word is repeated. In part 2, you will be learning deep learning, NLP, and Spark. So that is part 1 and part 2. I'll talk about the syllabus in detail, but course highlights are complete hands-on. Topic wise, you will get projects, quizzes, assignments. Class recording will be shared. Interview questions will be shared. Coding test questions, real time JP Morgan and other company coding test questions will be shared. I was sharing resume template, but now I will be discussing the projects. Some 8 to 10 projects of my real time I will discuss. And I will tell you how to write those projects. So resume tips, resume preparation guideline you will get. That is in the last class. Along with that, you will get this complete Durga sir's Python course completely free. So you will also get this complete Python course, because Python is very important. Though we will cover some of these topics, whatever is needed in our part 1 course, but most of the things that we are not covering in part 1, like object oriented, file handling, packages, modules, generators, decorators, multi-threading, right? Assertion, regular expression, right? Object serialization. It's complete. You know how detailed Durga sir teaches, right? So it's very detailed, complete recording. Along with that, the materials. This thing is completely free of cost. And I can bet you will not get lesser than this in market. The same course, if you go for other institute, 50,000 is the minimum price, 50,000. And if you go for other university tie-up like Great Learning and Upgrad, 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs, 2 lakhs. Our content is more better than there. And the everything, if you see the quality and everything, I was teaching in Edureka, so I know what is the content and everything. So I can bet you that the content and the kind of the quality, the projects, the assignments that you're getting is 100% better. The same course, if you go outside, it will be more than at least 50K. More than you can, if you can show me at least one institute which is giving more less than this price, I will refund my money, because we have done a very good survey, right? So this is what is the high level. Going detail about the content, I think this is the content. What is there in the course 1? You will get 4 projects. The first project is on pandas plotly. Mostly we'll be doing a COVID-19 dashboard. We'll be doing using plotly. So in that dashboard, have you seen the world meter website? So we'll be collecting data from that website, and then we will be plotting, right? So using pandas and plotly. So that is your first project. Second project is kind of sales forecasting, right? So we'll be doing a regression project, sales forecasting, house price. So I can show you a demo also how the projects will look like, right? Third project is on fraud detection. Fourth project is on document clustering, right? This is the NLP project. So these 4 projects are on part 1. If you go to part 2, right, we have another 4 to 5 very good projects in part 2. So the first project is something called COVID-19 X-ray classification. So what we will do here is, let me tell you, I think it's not, yeah. So COVID-19 X-ray classification is, you have X-ray images, 20,000 X-ray images, which we are going to classify. Looking at that X-ray, we will tell whether that X-ray is having pneumonia or not, right? We will do a fuel price prediction project. That is another project, 6th project. Along with that, we will do time series project. So in time series, using RNN, LSTM, deep learning, Keras, we are going to predict what will be the cases, number of cases, corona cases in India in 2021 first quarter, right? That is the next project, which is interesting. Again, along with that, we are going to do another project. We are going to go to Flipkart. We are going to scrape one of the website using Selenium and Beautiful Soup. Once we have extracted the reviews and comments, we are going to do a sentiment classifier. right? That is again a live project. So which we will collect the data and then we will build a sentiment classifier. And the last project is on Spark, right? We are going to do a Spark ML based project, recommendation engine. So enough projects are there. Every project, if you want to say, this is just a demo of project. So it's not like I will just share the data set and then I will tell you the the solution I will upload. No, this is how one project, right? So we'll start with the data processing, data cleaning, right? And then model building. So this is just a sample. Everything is very well, everything we will do in the class, right? So you can see how in depth we are going, outlet detection, everything. So how data science project in real time we do, this is one project, right? So you will get very good hands-on after this course, at least 8 to 10 projects you're getting. So you'll get a very good hands-on, right? So like these all are at high level. If you want to check the theory notes detail, this is my deep learning notes. One algorithm, that is ANN, is 24 page, right? We'll start. I don't know how much you will understand, but this is my own effort. I collect many blocks, many things, and then I summarize. This is how we will go very detail about maths. Don't worry, everything you will understand. I'll discuss about calculus first, derivative, right? So let's say this is my first class. So in the first class only I'll talk about derivative. See, in the very first class. So the later derivatives you will understand. So every math that is required will be covered, right? So the theory is detailed, the projects are detailed, the quality is really better, and the recordings you will get, the materials you will get, the assignments you will get, where you will get what assignment is there in the course. Line by line you can see. Word by word we will complete, starting from software installation, word by word, whatever is written, we will complete that. Every module has assignment. Data structure, you'll get interview questions, right? Coding test questions of real time companies. Coming to your advanced Python, NumPy, you will get one more assignment. Pandas, as I said, you will get a visualization project. Plotly, all of this line plot, scatter plot, pair plot, histogram, bar count. If you know this Plotly, Tableau, and Power BI within 2-3 hours, you can learn, because most of the grammar you will understand here. Where to do violin plot, what is the difference between box plot and factor plot, where to do sunburst chart, right? Where to do a histogram, why to do a scatter plot, what is the importance of scatter plot, where to do line plot. You will understand the grammar of visualization, right? Along with that, the first project, I already told you, COVID-19 dashboard. That is what we're going to do. Along with that, statistics. Very detail about statistics, followed by your module 5 linear regression in detail, sales prediction project, followed by decision tree random forest. We have another project for that, loan prediction project, and then we have PCA fraud detection project. Along with that, we have K-means. I'm going little fast. What I'm hoping is after this course is over, you can go through the syllabus. Even though you are stopping at course 1, part 1, you are going to get NLP basics and deep learning recordings I will share with you, the first module. So if you're not attending the part 2 also, it's not like you will not understand anything about deep learning. You will get the recordings. You'll get the Python recordings, right? So everything Python, complete Python. Along with that, you are getting deep learning recording, the first module. So even though you are stopping at part 1, you will understand enough. But if you want to complete the series, uh, part 2 is highly recommended. You can see there are 17 modules in part 2. Every module is different. Then part 1, it starts with deep learning. The very first is tensor. What is tensor? Followed by PyTorch, right? What is GPU programming? We'll be doing GPU programming using PyTorch, followed by assignment, and then image processing. You will understand what is image processing, what is blurring of an image, thresholding, scaling, resizing. All of these are computer vision. Along with that, you will learn about time series, right? What is time? If your data is time, how to handle time series information, that you will understand, right? Followed by your first ANN, first neural network algorithm, ANN, followed by project 1, and then CNN, second neural network algorithm, followed by project 2, then RNN LSTM, another deep learning module, followed by third project. Every module has a project. Then your text mining, then your pattern recognition, regular expression, data pre-processing using NLP, and your Apache Spark. In Spark, you are going to understand about big data, how to install Spark, how to integrate Spark with Jupyter Notebook, and then Spark architecture, right? What is Spark, how it works, everything, and then Spark SQL data frame and ML module. So this complete your entire syllabus, part 1 and part 2. The timing here, part 1 is 8:30 to 9:30. Fresh batch is starting from Monday onwards, tomorrow onwards, morning 8:30 to 9:30. And part 2 advance is also completely fresh, that is starting from 7 to 8, Monday to Friday. Every day we have class. I'm not very strict about the timing. If it is required, we will extend. If you're not understanding, please let me know. We will arrange extra classes on weekends, mostly the doubt clearing classes, right? Now I talked enough, almost 1 hour. Sorry, I told 15 minutes, but it went for 1 hour. But now I will stop. If you have any doubt regarding anything, right, you can ask me. Any questions?
Good evening, ma'am. How much years of experience do we need to portray if we want to get hired as a data analyst or as a data scientist?
Yes, ma'am. And just can you
Yeah.
let me know as well how to put a experience as well? I mean to say you're teaching about a subject. So in real time scenario, how we can put a 2 years of experience? Can you please highlight that?
Yes, definitely. So this is there, no discussion. That is my last class. Definitely, I'll tell you. And this is the cream of this course. You can say discussion on some real-time projects, right, from different domains. So I have
Yeah,
walked in. Yeah. So
because
what I will do in the last session, I understood your question. So what I will do in the last session is we have done 8 to 10 projects, right, in total. Or let's say part 1 only you consider. Then we have done 4 to 5. In part 2, we have 4 to 5. So now you have done self forecasting, right? That's a regression project. How you can write, let's say you have done self forecasting, but I'll tell you to write brilliant pricing. The name is different, the objective is different, but the process is same, right? So that guideline I will give you. Different project I will explain. One is from banking, one is from retail, one is from manufacturing. 4 to 5 projects and how you can write those projects, writings, right? That also I will help you in the last class. So you can understand what all projects you have done in this course, how to write those projects in a different way in your CV. At least 5 to 6 projects. That is one thing. Second thing is how many years of experience you can showcase. After taking both of this course and completing all the assignments and projects, you can mention 2 plus to 3 plus year of experience into data science. Okay.
Working as a data science, you mean 2 to 3 years working as a data scientist?
Yes, working as
Or,
a data scientist, 2 to 3 years experience you can showcase.
or ma'am, would it be okay if we show 2 to 3 years of experience as a data analyst and we can portray that we are working in close connection with the data science team?
That will be very good if you can showcase. Data analyst process, entry process will be easy, right? As a data analyst there is a high probability of getting job, and data analyst jobs are not bad, right? It's a way you are preparing yourself to become a data scientist. Your journey will be very smooth. Yes, definitely you can showcase 2 to 3 years experience as a data analyst also, just by taking after first course only. After part 1, no need to go for part 2, right? If your goal is to go for data analyst, after joining part 1 course only with a Tableau, if you add Tableau and SQL to it. SQL I'm not giving, you have to learn yourself. Python anyway you are getting everything. Machine learning, statistics, visualization, detail you are getting here. Tableau is the extra thing that I will provide. Okay. The recordings I will provide. So you can very easily showcase 2 to 3 years experience in data analyst. I'll give some guideline about data analyst also. Please remind me. I'll help you 2 3 projects, right? Which you can showcase.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good evening, ma'am. Myself Naresh.
Yeah.
Ma'am, for last 2 years I'm working as a Python developer, but I
Yeah.
would like to join into the data science field actually. So may I
Yeah.
get any real-time classes from you?
Real time classes means all the classes are instructor led only. Like we will it
Yeah,
will be
but
real time.
yeah, actually I know that means artificial intelligence and machine learning, deep learning, everything. I learn myself with myself only, but I
Okay.
need a real-time classes. Means a
I
real-time
didn't get
project.
it. Okay,
Yeah,
real
I
time
want.
project, right? So
Yeah.
yes, like by the projects, yeah, you can see the name and get confused, but the projects that we will deliver is very much related to real time, how we will do in real time. So if you give me a data, right? I will process in the same way like how I am doing in the class. I will first do data collection, and then I will do data cleaning, and then I will prepare the model, and then validate it, and then
Yes,
deploy it. So
yes,
all of
ma'am.
that,
But I'm
yeah.
asking not entire course. Is there any separate
Okay,
real-time?
got it. Okay, separate real time kind of internship kind of thing you are checking, right? Like whether
Yes.
you will get, yeah. I'm not sure about that. You can check with Durga Soft Institute.
Mhm.
Internship kind of thing, I think I am not sure about it. Though there are some other, like if I'm getting any reference, I will help you in that way. Like I can forward your resume to them. More than that, my limitation is still here. I don't have any tie-up with any company who can take you for internship. Uh, go
Not
for
like
any,
a center, ma'am, but
yes,
like some institutes will give the training for the real-time purpose also, no? Real-time, like as they will
real-time
explain
purpose.
some 2 or 3 real-time projects with the
So
trainers.
real-time projects you are getting. So I am a real-time trainer only. You can check my
Yeah,
profile in LinkedIn. I'm
yeah,
available.
yeah,
I
yeah.
work for a very good company.
Yeah.
And we people will share what we are doing in real time, right? Real time project means we will discuss what we are doing as a data scientist in real time. That is what I am
Mhm.
going to do many times during the class and also in the last class. Having said that, this is how the real time projects are. There is no difference in uh, like yeah, the data set is definitely different, the data set that we are working and here what you're getting. Having said that, the process is exactly same, the process is same, the data will be different. Now different sector has different applications, you cannot be master in everything, right? Maybe you can just know some projects from each domain. Having said that, each domain has specialization. For example, if you're joining banking, their specialization is fraud detection, outlet detection, once time series. If you're joining retail, their specialization is recommendation engine. If you're joining manufacturing, their specialization is outlet detection along with that big data. So it depends, different sector has different kind of project. That's the reason in the last session what we do is we generalize everything and give example of different sectors which will help everyone, right? Yeah. Okay, and one more thing I just want to tell you, there is one more batch in the evening 8:30 p.m. which is already started now. Some of you, I know you are already working as a Python developer, you know
Yeah.
already pandas, and you want
Yes.
to join from Plotly, right? That's a very golden opportunity. You'll get some discounts also in the course fees. You can join in the 8:30 p.m. evening, which is a fresh batch, but till here we have completed. Pandas is completed. Now, if you know till here, you can join very easily from uh, evening batch. Are you getting? So till here. So till pandas it is completed. So from Plotly
Okay,
onwards,
ma'am.
we're going to start tomorrow. So please join in the evening batch if you are interested to join from visualization, statistics, machine learning only. Then you can join evening 8:30. And the course fees is also less because we completed till pandas already. Okay.
Okay.
Ma'am, do we require any prerequisite for this training?
For part one, there is nothing is required because we are providing everything. We're getting Python complete tutorial. Even I am also covering Python many topics live, right, which is required for data science, mostly pandas and numpy. So there is no prerequisite. Everything is covered. Okay,
Thanks, ma'am.
no problem.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, what languages should we know before joining the course?
Sorry, could you repeat?
Ma'am, what minimum language should we know before joining the course?
Nothing. If you know Python, that is good. If you don't know, then I think you can learn from the course because Python enough material, enough resources are available. We are providing Python complete. Durga sir's entire video, you know how detailed Durga sir teaches, right? So you are getting Python decorator, generator, exception handling, object oriented, everything. Along with that, I will also cover pandas, numpy. So there is nothing left beyond it. So if you are a Python developer, you can confirm, right? Most of the topics from Python is covered. Plotly, NumPy, Pandas, I will be covering. That is data science part. Other parts like object-oriented file handling, source recording, you can go through. And the basic Python, quickly I will take you through. Okay, so mostly Python is covered. Along with that, statistics and machine learning. One complete month will be 80% of the time we are going to spend on statistics and machine learning. Only 20% we will spend on Plotly and Pandas. Right? So because machine learning is very important. Okay. That is how it is distributed. So yeah, this is a very good question. I think HS, I don't know what is your full form. You have asked, can I justify 2 years full-time degree course with this 3-month course? The answer is depends, right? Many people take a degree course of 2 years, but how they have studied, that depends. Mostly I will say the ultimate thing is how much you have practiced. Even though you have taken a full-time degree course, have you practiced enough? Theory has zero value. Theory is important. What I'm saying is theory knowledge is very important, but along with theory you need business solving knowledge to crack interviews. Coding and real time experience has very importance. Definitely you will get more theoretical knowledge if you go to academics. Honestly, I'll share my own experience because I have done MTech from a very good institute called Triple IT. Very renowned professors. ISI director was teaching us machine learning. I was very expert in theory. We used to write 7-page, 8-page derivatives in our semesters, right? But I never knew until and unless I started working in industry. I never knew that why I'm like I was literally very much depressed. So I was thinking why I'm learning ML, like where I'm going to implement long maths. What is the use of it? The use of it until and unless I have not started as a working as a data scientist, I have not used it. So that is the MTech course. There is zero and zero real-time experience you will get. Only theoretical knowledge, yes, you will very expert in theory, right? uh, but in this course it's a balance, right, between theory and coding, right? So there you learn regression, but where you will learn implement regression incoming. Let's say you are predicting the COVID-19 cases, so this is a real-time implementation of regression. One is theoretical knowledge, one is implementation. So job knowledge, real-time knowledge is very important. MTech degree is very good. I'm not saying it is bad, but this course is justifying in order to crack interviews. If you are a fresher, people will know that you are a fresher. They will not ask you real-time questions. Having said that, when you are showing to your experience, people will ask you coding questions or real-time based question. Theory question will also be there. Real-time question will also be there. How you will justify that, right? So that's the reason it's a perfect blend between project experience and your theory. Am I clear? So full-time degree course is full-time degree. I'm not comparing that, right? People have uh, like 99.9 percentile. If you score in GATE, then only will get. Obviously, that is not comparable in terms of importance. In terms of learning, I think you can bridge the gap if you learn, right? But
Well, ma'am,
importance is different. Yeah.
will you be teaching R here or just
No. R is not there. It is not needed. If anybody is teaching you R, tell them no. R
okay?
is not needed. Why you want to learn? Because see, there are so many problem with R. I'll tell you. So okay, you go till here. Okay, you understood the data science life cycle. Now, once you have, let's say your client is saying yes. What is the last goal? Why you are doing all of this step? Tell me. Why you are understanding the problem? Why you are building the model? Why? What is the ultimate goal? Deploy. Correct.
Yeah.
The ultimate goal is to deploy, right? To make a product. Can you deploy using R? Answer is a big no. People who are R user, they can tell me. Like Python supports Django Flask. Do you have any web framework in R? Answer is no. Though
No.
you have R Shiny, it does not support any web framework. So that is the main reason of failure of R. So let's say you have done a very good modeling. Now who is going to deploy? The deployment team will be either Scala user, Java user, or Python user. They don't know
Okay.
your R code. So there is a conversion problem, one code to other
So
code.
you mean to say rather than R, we should have a good knowledge in Python that will
Very good knowledge in Python. Instead of spending time learning R, you spend time learning Python. And if you
okay,
have really time, learn Java or Scala. That will maybe sometime help you,
okay.
mostly for Spark.
Because just I heard that R was some booming. So just wanted to, as you told, you're a real time this
No,
working professional. So just
yes,
wanted to know.
R was booming, right? In 2017, when I was taking demo, initially 30 minutes I need to convince that R is not that important. It's not going to be. But in 2020, there is no confusion. And I
Okay.
myself, when I have joined the company, I have converted R code to Python code. I have converted personally. So I know every company is migrating from R to Python nowadays, right?
Okay.
So that's
Well, ma'am,
the,
can you
yeah.
just check my this thing message once, please? And can you reply for that?
Yeah, sure. So you have 10-year experience. Um,
In Yeah.
till
So
March.
I'm right.
Yeah. So I think you have 10-year experience. Where is your questions?
So let me just let you know. So I will be switching to this technology side from a BPO to. Will there be any issue or what? And what do you suggest from your side to, so that switching of a job to a new company, that should not be any issue? What do you suggest from your experience side?
So I will suggest one thing which is common for everyone. Okay. So
Yeah.
you know better yourself, you know better. I am not generalize, I'm just generalizing. If you think you are coming from a strong background, now what is a strong background? Strong background means a very good BTech degree from computer science or relevant background, and you are currently working in a good company as at least as a software engineer. Then you can think of becoming a data scientist. You can hide your experience 2 years and you can take this course. Now you are from a completely different background, let's say digital marketing or network support, where there is no technical thing or coding thing you are doing currently. So
Yeah.
go in a
BPO.
different direction, go with a data analyst track. That will be easier. So apply for data analyst first. That is, there is the probability of getting as a data analyst is bigger as compared to data science. I will tell you why. Data science, there is a strong background verification will happen. They'll check your background. Even though you are skilled enough, I will suggest if you are not from at least from BTech or computer science or some relevant background, you go for data analyst. That will be best thing.
I'm from MCA background, ma'am.
Yeah, so that is a relevant background, right? MCA is a good background. Uh, but
But
having
my
said that, you have no coding experience, right?
Yes, from BPO side, my work experience.
Correct. How many years? 10 years you are saying. So which is a huge
Yeah.
experience, right? So I will
Yeah.
suggest you to go with data analyst.
Okay.
Ma'am, what
You
all
can
things
try
do we need to learn apart from this part one course for the data analyst?
Tableau. I'll give
SQL
you
you told.
recording. SQL and Tableau, or any Power BI or any tool, any BI tool like Power BI or Tableau or something. But I'll give you Tableau access. Recording I'll provide. I have data. I am taking data analyst course right now. So the batch recording I'll provide to you.
Well then,
Tableau SQL, would that be sufficient, ma'am?
For data analyst, yes, more than sufficient. If you know Python, if you know Plotly, you know Matplotlib, Seaborn, you know Pandas, NumPy, you know statistics, machine learning, you know SQL and Tableau, that is more than sufficient. Many people will not be knowing this much.
so
Okay,
right
ma'am.
now, well,
Ma'am, I
ma'am.
have a
Yes.
similar
One
question,
more
ma'am.
thing is sometime one more thing I just want to add. Obviously, don't expect to match 100% JD. Nobody can match 100%. If you are matching 70%, that is more than sufficient. Your CV will be shortlisted. Some people also ask Spark in data analyst. If you know that, it is good. If you don't know, that is okay. You can join only Spark course in part 2 if you want, right? Along with part 1, you can select only Spark. Sometimes it is needed, but mostly it is not needed. If you know big data, that is an add-on advantage for you as a data analyst.
Okay, and
Yeah,
well,
yes,
ma'am, like from my 10 years experience to this data analyst, what you told, and how I would be considering like a fresher or as a experience, because experience is completely different, and l- applying will be a new for data analyst. So how my CV will be like applicable from your side point of view? Is it
see,
experience?
honestly, 10 years, you have to show 2, 3 years at least you are in coding, right?
Yeah.
Then only you will be like kind of selected, and you have to showcase those 2, 3 years you were working as a data analyst. Now, apart from your background, if anybody has any other manufacturing background, let's say electrical or mechanical,
Mm-hmm.
uh, right, then for them it is easier. Why? Because there are so many AI application you can give as an example, where you can say that from designing or manufacturing you came to automation or digital team, where you have implemented these all data science projects. That way you can write in your CV. For example, I work for renewals, right? We do so many, 90% of the employee who work with me are from electrical background. They actually move to digital along the way, like internally they switch. So that is real case. So people will believe it. From manufacturing, somebody is a mechanical engineer 10 years back, but now he is a data scientist. Why? Because he has done some projects. Before, the designing was manual, now it is automated using AI systems. So I can help you. Crack detection, that was manual before, now it is computer vision based application. So many electrical and mechanical background people, I will help you to write some projects which are automated, automation based or kind of digital based. You can showcase 2-3 years of experience into data science. That is relevant. But if you're completely different, let's say no coding at all for last many years, right? That is difficult to hide, right? So in that case, try for data analyst. Okay.
Ma'am, I have a similar question. I have,
Yeah.
ma'am, actually, I have done BTech in electronics and communication,
Mm-hmm.
and for the past 10 years, I have been working in electrical field. No coding experience.
So that's what I'm saying. You know, no, don't tell that I don't have coding experience. You will learn Python here, right? So from
Yes,
electrical
ma'am.
field, you have to tell that. So that is the baseline. If you have a master's degree from genuine university, full-time masters, don't go for this upgrade great learning Texas. That is not going to work. They're going to verify. When I joined GS, they verified my school. They went to my school to check whether I was studying there or not. Till that level they do background verification. So it should be a full-time degree, otherwise the HR is not going to accept your degree, right? So if it is a full-time master's degree you have, then you will be getting a data science job as a fresher. Now, if most of you don't have a full-time master's degree, in that case, you have to show 2 years of experience. Otherwise, you're not going to be selected. That is the baseline, which is true for everyone. Now, how to showcase those 2 years? That's the reason you're learning this course. After this course, you have to showcase at least 8 to 9 projects in your CV. Last, let's say you're applying in 2021, 2020, 2019 should be data science experience. If you are saying you're a fresher, you just take the course and want to learn, you will not be selected. That is the honest or kind of that is the fact. Are you getting? So why they will take you if you are a fresher and a master's degree with that some fresher is taking is applying. You tell with whom they will select. You are the fresher from NIT, IIT or triple IT. You tell. Are you getting?
Okay,
So
ma'am.
if
Yes,
you
ma'am.
are 2 year experience, then they will consider, because they will consider, okay, at least something you have done. You have some real time experience. Even though you don't have degree, you learned it while doing, right? So they will consider. So that is a real time fact. Now you have to accordingly, you have to adjust, right? So two things to summarize, right? I think it's a very common question. Let me summarize. You know better what is a background. If you have no coding experience from last many years, completely different background, if you are not very confident, apply for data analyst after taking part 1 course and stop in part 1, don't go for part 2. Now if you have something, some relevance, even mechanical branch is also relevant, right? I will help you preparing your CV. In that case, after you take this course, show at least 2 year experience. Don't tell as a fresher. If you tell the fact that I am working as an electrical engineer, I have never coded anything, I have not done any real time project, these all projects I have just taken a course, then you will be rejected if you don't have a master's degree. Is that clear to everyone? That is how the selection process is. So we
Ma'am, I
prefer
have,
to show 2 years. Yeah.
ma'am, I'm
Well,
Ravi Kiran.
yes.
I did with you previously. Like, I'm from a mechanical background. I work for a automotive industry, and
Yeah.
like I was telling that I was working on 3D models and analysis, CAE analysis in mechanical industry. The thing is most of the softwares what we work on ProE or CATIA or Abacus like softwares, these are directly connected to MATLAB. We can work on MATLAB Simulink kind of
Yes.
tools.
Mhm.
So how often the MATLAB is used in industry, ma'am? Just wanted
It
to
is
know.
used, yes, mostly manufacturing industry, they use MATLAB. If you compare, MATLAB is a paid tool, so it is not that famous, but yes, it if you are experienced in MATLAB, very easily you can. I mean, no need to hide. You can showcase in your CV that you have worked in MATLAB. Uh, like nowadays everything is going to be open sourced. Many people are using Python because it is very mature, everything will get in Python. But when I was in my initial career, most of the time I also had used MATLAB, right? So it is okay to write MATLAB, and you can say that you know Python, and some of the projects you have also done using Python. So both experience you can write. Python
Okay.
is mandatory. MATLAB you write or not, that is your choice. MATLAB if you write also, that is good, but Python should be there. Python is very
Okay.
important.
Okay,
Yeah.
ma'am. Hello.
Ma'am, is
Yes.
May
civil also related? Can it be considered as a relevant stream?
What is your stream? Could you please repeat?
I'm civil, BTech from civil engineering. Can that be
Civil
also
engineer.
considered as a relevant? Yeah,
So irrespective of
determining.
your degree, what you are doing currently in the organization matters, right? Degree has some importance, but what you are doing. May I know what you are doing currently?
I'm working as a support engineer. I'm for
Okay, support.
quality team, like these admixtures and all.
Okay. So see, I have seen many of my friends. See, I like out of 40 data scientists, I think we 5 to 6 are from relevant. All the new hiring, like recently, whoever has joined are from relevant computer science or statistical. Rest all 35s are from mechanical. They hold a mechanical degree and now they are internally switched, so that is okay. I know about mechanical electrical, which can be we can showcase many automation using AI. Very heavily AI is used nowadays in manufacturing. But coming to different other things, like you're saying support and other things, it is difficult to hide, right? Like uh, people who are taking interview are also people like us, so they will catch you. So how much you will hide, right? So in that case I will suggest to go with the data analyst. Don't try for data science, it is going to be difficult to crack interviews.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
may you know what is the difference between ML engineer and data scientist?
See, data scientist is persons like you and me who have a knowledge on ML and everything. ML engineer you will not get, so these are not for people who have not a degree. So ML engineer strong recommendation is at least MTech degree. Otherwise, you are not eligible also to apply for. So ML engineer means research roles. Mostly, like we have a global research team who will take challenging problem from different teams, and they will, for example, data augmentation. Let's say that's a problem suffered by every domain. Other team members are suffering, so they will take that problem as a challenge, and then they will develop or innovate or build a solution, and then that template will be used by everybody. So it's a research role. For machine learning engineer or deep learning, mostly for machine learning engineer kind of role, you need to have academic background where machine learning will be your subject. In MTech you will be have a paper called machine learning, you will have your specialization. Otherwise, if you have a expert knowledge, maybe after 7 8 years you have worked and you have enough experience as a data scientist to show that you have achieved that expertise, then you will be getting those roles. This is a research role. Data scientist is not a research role. You're not there to research or innovate any new algorithm, right? Mostly you will solve the business problems using whatever is available, using Python packages mostly, right? So that's the difference. So domain knowledge, many in-depth theory knowledge is required to become a ML engineer along with coding.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. Okay, so I think most of the questions are same question. I understand the same question are like, can I switch my domain? That's the main point. I think I can summarize in 2 lines. Very much you can change your domain. It's not like just because you will enroll. I'm saying what I'm saying, seeing in my own company. That is what I'm telling you. Many of the people are from different background. I have seen people from mechanical, electrical, different or aeronautical engineering, different background. They are working as a very good data scientist. They have moved internally. Many company will give you chance. Many company are starting their new AI team where you can be a part of. Having said that, If you are from a very, very different background for last many years, let's say 10, 15 years, you have not touched any code, or you have 7, 8 years of gap in between, those kind of profiles, it is difficult to be shortlisted as a data scientist. So I will suggest you to go with data analyst. And if you are a fresher, if you have chance, go for masters full time, not part time. I mean, if you are complete BTech fresher, that BTech fresher, or maybe within 1 or 2 years, right, you can go for master. That has value in 2020, I'm telling you. Now, if you are in a certain situation, you cannot go back and go for full-time degree course. As a fresher, whatever you are getting, you take it. If you are within 3 years of experience, 3 to 4 years, leave your past experience, even though it is irrelevant or invalid, leave it. As a fresher, you start your career as a data analyst. Initially, after 1 year, you can double your. I have moved from one very common company to Goldman Sachs with 200% hike. So you never know how much hike you will get, right? So once you are skilled enough, suddenly you can jump like 50, 60, 80% hike also you can demand. So don't run about run behind package. What my suggestion is, try to get into the domain and get some real-time experience. Data analyst is the easiest way to get into. If you're not getting, if your background is good, I will suggest strongly to go with data science. If your background is weak, you go with data analyst. That is what is the summary. I hope I answered most of your queries, right? So if you are interested to join tomorrow 8 a.m., 8:30 a.m. part 1 course, you can join. 7 a.m. advance you can join. And people who, for whom morning is a difficult, morning you cannot join, evening 8:30 we have a batch, there also you can join evening 8:30. And in evening 8:30 uh, till pandas, right, means you can check the syllabus till module 2 we have completed Python, NumPy and pandas. From here we are going to start visualization, but do not miss any further class, because otherwise there is no recovery class. I don't have time to take recovery class. So I cannot take recovery class if you're joining late. So please do not miss. If you are interested, you can join from visualization onwards and you can complete the entire thing. Main things are even there in the 8:30 p.m. batch, right? If you're joining the 8:30 p.m., the course fees will be 12K, because pandas is not there. Pandas is also important module, right? Pandas and numpy is not there. We want to start fresh. I will recommend to start fresh, because every module is important. Pandas is very important module. So if you want to start fresh, you join 8:30 a.m. morning. If time is a problem, you take the recording and you join in the evening 8:30 p.m. We'll start from this module. Is it clear for everyone? Okay, and I think if you have any queries, we can discuss later. And thank you everyone for joining.
Thank you, ma'am.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you,
everyone.
ma'am.
No problem.